Um, let's just get straight into it. I've got to do some. I said I was going to do some URL races, so I just brushed my teeth. My mouth is well dry. I don't I don't bother to actually wet my toothbrush before I go ahead and brush my teeth. I just have dry toothbrush, toothpaste on it, because I really don't like the way it tastes when you put water on it, so I never put water on it, and that dries my mouth out like a fucking, I don't know, like a prune or some shit. Anyway, long drive on the books tonight, because I've got to get all the way down to the other side of the map, because I want a new car, because I'm fed up, and I've said this in the last couple of episodes, but I'm fed up with driving the Sentra, because it's not cool. Alright, it's a shitbox. I got into playing Need for Speed Shift a little bit a couple of days ago, and then yesterday I tried to play a few other games that I used to really like, because Shift I never really liked. It's actually not that bad in a lot of ways, but I tried playing MX vs ATV Untamed, which I used to say was the best MX vs ATV and the best motocross game, but after playing it again last night for the first time in at least a year, I'm not going to say a few years because I'm not sure if that's totally accurate, but at least a year, I can safely say that MX vs ATV Untamed is a shit game. Which sucks, because on paper, it should be, like I said, it should be the greatest motocross game of all time. It should be the GOAT. But, because of the physics, or, lack of, and how unpredictable everything is, it's, I'd call it a solid 4 out of 10. To be totally honest. Also, it lacks some basic functionality that I demand from racing games. The most important one of them is a button to allow you to restart a race without going all the way back out to the menus. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but it pisses me off like nothing else when games don't just have a nice, easy to access restart race button. I've just noticed there are all these magazine covers lying about that I haven't done. So rather than faff about doing any URL racing just yet, I'll faff about getting some magazine covers done and driving up and down the entire map. Because nothing says I really want to hurry up and get a new car like getting distracted on a fucking side quest. Am I right or am I right? Fuck off. Anyway, I know what car I'm gonna trade in, or not trade in, but I know what car I'm gonna get next. Because, oh, fuck off. Because I've been looking at the unlock order for cars in this game, and the way I figure it, I should, that's a big should, I'm not entirely certain, but I should be pretty close to unlocking the Supra. So I'm gonna get myself, oh fuck off. Why isn't it easy to just set a GPS target on it? Oh fuck this. I'm just gonna go and do the race. I can't be fucked. Anyway, I should be pretty close to unlocking the Supra. So I'm not entirely sure which URL race it is, but I should be able to get the Supra. I'll do the magazine covers after I've done the races, because there we go. Because I'm not going to be fucked around pissing about doing that all night. Alright, you can fuck right off with that. What does that make it? It's 10 past 2. I'll just do this URL race and then turn it off. That'll be about 15 minutes probably. Oh, that reminds me. That fucking pillock trying to run me off the road. That reminds me. In Need for Speed Shift, there are side challenges that you're supposed to do in races to earn these stars. And I forget what the stars get you. Also, the game doesn't give you enough garage slots. I've got fucking $6 million and my garage is full and it won't let me buy any new cars. Because I've leveled up. I'm like level 24, and I leveled up like 3-4 times, and it didn't give me another slot, and so I kind of got bored, and stopped playing. And that was when I tried to play some other games that I like, and then found out that I didn't like them at all. So that was a story in Balamory, wouldn't you like to know? Anyway, there's this race at Spa-Francorchamps where this is the 1-star objective, by the way. There's a 3-star, a 2-star, and a 1-star. So the 1-star, you'd assume, is the easiest one. But actually, it might be the hardest one. I haven't figured out how it goes yet. Actually, yeah, it probably is the hardest one. Anyway, the point is, in this 1-2 lap race at Spa, you're supposed to spin out 4, sorry. You're supposed to spin out 4 guys. But the problem is, with the way the physics of Need for Speed Shift work, it's impossible to spin everyone out. It's literally easier to make them flip over than it is make them spin out. And even when you do tap them in such a way that they spin around, it doesn't count as you having spun them. It says that you tapped them out. It's fucking bullshit and I hate it. And that was another reason why I stopped playing the game, because I couldn't do this fucking side challenge. If something can't be done, literally can't be done in the physics model of the game, don't make it a fucking objective. Just don't. What were they thinking? I've got Shift 2 as well, but I don't think I've ever played it. Well, so I've been looking at the unlock order for cars in Need for Speed Most Wanted, because I mean, that's not the game I'm going to be playing straight after this. When I'm done with this, I'm going to play Midnight Club 3. Which is a game that I fucking hate, and I don't know why I decided I'd play it. But I'll play it until I get too pissed off with it to play it anymore. Same way as I did with PGR. By the way, after I'm done recording here, I'm planning to play the game that I'm going to replace PGR with. But I still haven't decided what it's going to be. You know, if I'm going to play PGR 2, or if I'm just going to stick in something nice and quick and easy, like Ford Racing 2 or something, just to bridge the gap. I haven't decided yet. I guess that'll be a last minute decision. It'll probably be Ford Racing 2, even though that's another original Xbox game, and I kind of want to play a PS2 game, because everything I'm playing right now is original Xbox, which means it's all in 480p, which isn't a huge deal because no one watches my channel anyway, so it really doesn't matter what the video quality is. The sound quality is bad enough. The visual quality is bad. Can't see what's going on most of the time. I've forgotten to turn the brightness up a few more notches, because the last time I recorded Underground 2, I turned the brightness up a little bit on the Elgato, and it seemed to work okay, but you know, it wasn't quite what I'd been hoping for. So I'm going to turn it up a few more notches for the next episode I record, whatever it is, until I get to a point where I'm actually semi-happy with the way it looks. Was there any real need for this race to be 6 laps? I mean, really? Is this what we're doing now? Here's something I can talk about. I'm done with all of my A-level exams. Oh, fuck you! Why is it that every time someone spins, they get in my way? Even though he wasn't really that much in my way. He just kind of brushed across in front of me. But it's really getting on my fucking nerves now that every time the AI has a crash, I seem to get caught up in it. Anyway, like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I'm now done with all of my exams, and theoretically, I should be now, until I go to uni, a man of leisure. You know? That was the plan. That's what I thought was going to happen. Because, you know, my dad had set the internet up so that it would turn off. I've just been rubber banded. Again! Again! Right at the end of a really fucking long race! I can't fucking believe this! Phone's buzzing. See? Just get fucking glued to me. Anyway, the fucking prick, even though I'm done with all my exams and shit now, he's still got the internet to turn off on my the wired connection turns off at 10 and the Wi-Fi turns off at 11. What the fuck? What the fuck is that about? And I'm like, well, Dad, what the fuck is that about? And he just dodges the question and doesn't fucking do anything. That's part of why I'm so pissed off all the time. He was like, you can have it back on when you're done with all your exams, and then I'm done with all my exams and he doesn't fucking turn it back on. Oh, I don't want you sleeping in. He wakes me up at 8 every morning anyway! Well, you gotta get a job. Fuck off. I can work with my granddad anyway. Just figured that out yesterday. It fucking doesn't change the thing. I went through all of being a teenager, not doing that thing where you hate your parents, and then as soon as I become an adult, I catch up with everyone else. For fuck's sake. Anyway, as I seem to have developed some fucking problems keeping hold of how angry I am recently, which is even I've noticed. This usually happens just when I'm playing video games, but sometimes it happens in real life. Especially when I'm in the fucking middle of something and the internet shuts off, and I tell Dad to turn it back on, and he just laughs at me. Anyway, in order to stop being so angry all the time, I've decided I'm going to watch some of those, you know, the light-hearted, relaxing, just sort of everyday life kind of anime that I used to really not like, but now that fucking my life has come to this, it's actually not so bad, you know? I've reevaluated there's a word for it, you know, where they're just calming stuff. There's a word, and I've got it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite remember it. Anyway, right now I'm watching Yuri Yuri, which is actually one of the first. Well, I've talked about this before, but I've kind of had two phases of watching anime. The first was when I was about in year 7 and just figured out what it was, and then I went off it for a few years, and then in about year 11, or in about 2016, sorry, I really got back into it. And Yuri Yuri was one of the shows that I first watched when I was about, 13. And I liked it, but for whatever reason I liked it, but for whatever reason I never finished it. So now I'm further through it than I ever watched it before, and it's alright, you know. I've talked about this before, but you know, there's shows like was it Good Luck Girl and Survival Game Club, where the main characters, like the group of main characters, aren't really friends. They're all cunts to each other all the time, and I really like that. And Yuri Yuri has some elements of that, you know, where like they all bully Akari or Akarin or whatever. I'm not good with Japanese, alright? For being forgettable. And I really like the way the show plays that joke. Where like in some episodes she's introducing herself as a protagonist, and then there's things getting in the way of the camera so you can't see her, and then it switches to following what's going on with some of the other protagonists or characters. I like it. It's a pretty good show. I like it. My phone's buzzing again, but I don't give a fuck. I'm busy right now. I'm about to get fucking rubber banded again. I can see on the live timing sheets that fucking Barb is catching up to me. I don't know why this game bothers giving you the sector splits. Like, just underneath the lap time there it says minus 0.7, which is a gap back to the next car. And then on the actual live scoreboard in the corner, it gives you the live distance between you and the car behind you. So if they're sophisticated enough to have tech that tells you the live gap between you and the car behind, why would you bother with sector splits? Seems a bit redundant to me. I know you can change the chart to be a distance between you and the car behind. And I don't know what would work better for me actually, if distance or time. Probably time. Because usually you measure how far ahead you are with time rather than distance. Just seems to work better that way. It's more universal. And my nitrous actually did something for once. Get me. Did I unlock any new cars? Bet you I fucking didn't. I bet you that fucking I don't know why the races have gotten so long all of a sudden. I don't remember any race in Need for Speed Underground 2 being more than 5 minutes. That was 7 minutes. The one in the... Oh, I did get a new car. Well, I unlocked a new car to buy. I know this episode is... Actually, yeah, this episode is overrun already. I'll go and have a look in the start of the next episode, and then I'll do the other Racing League race. Just sitting fucking in front of Need for Speed for 20 minutes at a time.